So we're well advanced in all of the work that is contained within the 2025 RSL Queensland strategy. The first time horizon, and there are 3 of those, commenced in January 2020 last year, actually comes to a completion in June this year. So the first chunk of time, the first window of time within the strategy is nearing an end at the end of June, which is really exciting for us. And what that means is that we have managed to celebrate many significant milestone achievements in this first 18 months. Some of those are the completion of the sub-branch discovery process, and I know many of you were involved in those conversations with our membership and network team, and that led to the development of the member value proposition. That has been socialised widely now. In fact, I myself, along with Lisa McElroy, have presented at all of the district AGMs so far this year, with one more to go out at Moreton. And largely the member value proposition is very well supported, so we're looking forward to taking that to vote at this year's state AGM. Also, in terms of a significant achievement in the first horizon of the strategy, is to have the Veteran Services Strategy approved by our board a couple of months ago, and that's a strategy that will enable RSL Queensland to ensure that the services and programs that support veterans are holistic in their approach, and certainly encompasses not just RSL Queensland but our subsidiary Mates for Mates as well. The third milestone achievement that is newsworthy and really a celebration in Time Horizon 1 is the establishment of a brand new portfolio, the Veteran Affairs and Policy portfolio. That team, headed by General Manager Rob Scota, many of you will know Rob from his role in Veteran Services. They are very much focused within the strategy there in framing RSL Queensland as the peak body, and that's well talked about in the 2025 strategy, and will position RSL Queensland as the leading voice on veteran issues. 2 things that are really important about the member value proposition, or the MVP, is firstly that this is what will enable RSL Queensland to address our known challenge around a declining membership. We have to find a way to encourage veterans and members of the community to come along and participate in the support of veterans through delivery of welfare programs, and the member value proposition will do exactly that. The second thing that's important to note about the member value proposition is that it is a draft, it's a proposal, and it relies on members, on you, approving the Constitution at this year's state AGM. A successful vote on the Constitution will enable us to implement the member value proposition. So you'll hear much more about the new Veterans Affairs and Policy portfolio in the next edition of RSL News. One other thing I'll let you know is that that portfolio and all of the work that that team will do will be directly supported by a brand new RSL Queensland State Board Subcommittee, Veterans Affairs and Policy Subcommittee. We're currently recruiting to that committee and should be in a position to announce shortly the composition of the Veterans Affairs and Policy Committee that will work very closely with Rob Scota and his team to position RSL Queensland as the peak body. There's another change to the structure of the committees that support the RSL Queensland board. The existing Constitution and Awards Committee has had the remit for that committee expanded to include governance. So it is now the Governance, Constitution and Awards Committee, and it has now been reconstituted. It is chaired by our State Vice President Bill Whitburn, and that committee, in fact, in partnership with the existing Constitution Working Group, are currently reviewing all of the member feedback that we've received in relation to the draft 2020 Constitution, and they are very busy right now writing into the document all of the relevant member value proposition clauses, with a view to having a final draft Constitution back to you, back to the members in June this year. So if you haven't already submitted feedback to the draft Constitution and there are comments you would like to make, ideas you have, please do so. There are the relevant channels up through the website, but if you need pointing in the right direction there, please get in contact with your District Secretary. So some more great news, and another significant milestone achieved within Time Horizon 1 is the launch of our brand new game. It's the first brand new game RSL Queensland's taken to the market in 60 years, so we're all very excited to have it out there. The very first game has closed and has been drawn and generated just short of $250,000 in revenue. True to its name, 50% goes to our very lucky winner and 50% is retained by RSL Queensland for investment into service delivery. The winner of our very first win-win game was a veteran, so that was fantastic news. This gentleman served for 38 years in the New Zealand Air Force and moved to Australia with his family just a couple of years ago, but was delighted when we rang him with the great news that he was the lucky winner of just short of $125,000. Thank you for this opportunity to update you on the 2025 strategy. I'll be sure to keep you updated as we do close out the first Time Horizon at the end of June, and I can't wait to talk to you again in a few months' time to let you know what's in store in Time Horizon 2.